Wendy Stands By. It was a busy day on New Florida, and the trains were being really useful. Wendy, the woman locomotive, was shunting freight cars in the yard. Mr. Cakester arrived with some sad news. Sir Topham Hatt's mother passed away from a heart attack, he said. I have to go to her funeral on Sodor on board James. Wendy, you must collect a goods train and bring it over to Flatport. Sounds good, said Wendy. You must be careful, said Mr. Cakester. These items are very expensive, and if they break, you'd have to pay a lot of money to fix them. That would be very bad. And Wendy steamed off to collect her goods train. She buffered up to the freight cars and shunted more wagons into place. And set off onto the main line when she was just meeting a commuter rail train heading its way to Union Station. Wendy puffed along the countryside with her pride and being really useful. She was feeling pleased with herself. The train was very long, but Wendy carried on. "84 freight cars was a lot, but Wendy still managed to keep them in order. It was a lot of wagons. But Wendy puffed along the main line. She was being really useful. She passed another commuter rail train on her way down the line. 84 cars was a lot, but Wendy carried on. The commuter train clattered by. Wendy steamed through the desert on her way to flat port. The long line of cars was a lot of weight, but Wendy still managed to carry on. Her train was so much weight, she could hardly make it over the hill. She passed by the village. Then there was trouble. Her wheels started to go fast and she braked so hard, her brakes stopped working completely! Oh no, help! Cried Wendy, I can't stop! She went faster and faster, as fast as her wheels could carry her. She was out of control. The freight cars pushed her down the line. They were heavy. Thomas and Megan were down at Elk River Yard when they heard Wendy. Bust my buffers! That sounds like Wendy, said Thomas. And Megan seemed all swing into action, she said. Catch me, please, Megan, called Wendy. And then Megan slammed her brakes on when Wendy bumped her tender, and then she braked as hard as she could. And then Kirsten was at South Oakwood Station. Then it was too late! Thanks, said Wendy. You did it. Then Lorraine came into view. She was pulling her passenger train as well. Watch out! Called Megan. This can't be good, said Kirsten. It was too late! She hit the crates with a crunch! Sorry about this, coughed Lorraine. I didn't see you here! Luckily, no one was hurt, but Megan was feeling pleased with herself. I'm glad you saved Wendy, said Kirsten. And I'm sorry I tripped over the crates, said Lorraine. Then Batu came to the rescue to pull Lorraine back onto the rails while Megan shunted Wendy to the locomotive works and deliver her goods train. And then Megan was shunting freight cars in the yard later that day. And then she had to collect a double-decker commuter train to take to Oakwood. She buffered up to the train and steamed out of the station. The passengers were feeling pleased with themselves. Then there were 3 diesel locomotives making their way to Ploufsburg Yard to collect a goods train. Then Megan was on the same track. "Watch out!" she yelled. "I'm coming through!" Her driver applied the brakes. But there was no time to prevent a crash. Luckily, no one was hurt, but Megan had crashed into the diesel locomotives and she was on her side. "Sorry about that," Megan said. "I didn't see you there." "Don't worry," said one of the diesels. "I'm glad my cab is intact." Then Kirsten arrived with the breakdown train and some spare coaches. Wendy's brakes had been repaired, and she came to the rescue to save Megan. She puffed with all her might. Her engine roared and her axles ached. And she puffed and puffed. And at last she pulled Megan back onto the rails. "Thanks, Wendy," puffed Megan. "You're the best engine ever." While Megan was sent to be repaired, Wendy and Kirsten buffered up to the train. "We've got this train together," they both said at the same time. And the lesson was learned, and the engines, and Wendy and Kirsten had learned that being useful is all what you wish for and what you care for.